Hello, my name is Alex Isles and welcome to Newcastle's Castle. And today we're going to look at the gatehouse, or the Black Gate of Newcastle's Castle. So the Black Gate is directly in front of me, and this was the second gatehouse on the site. There was an earlier gatehouse behind the Black Gate, and then that was added to later on by the construction of the Black Gate right here. Now the Black Gate is a barbican, it's a gatehouse entering the castle and was really well designed. And if you look at it, you can see where the medieval stonework goes up to a certain point and then it ends. When the medieval stonework ends, the building has then been added to over the centuries, and when we go through to the other side, you can even see later Victorian work as well, with brickworks being added into the building. So it's changed and adapted as the needs of the castle have changed as well, and also the people living around here. In fact, during the 19th century, there's a report that 60 people were living inside the Black Gate, and so they would have been living on top of each other inside the rooms of this building as a ramshackle slum housing right here in the heart of Newcastle. Now during the medieval period, it would have been quite different. As we approach here, there would have been what we colloquially call a drawbridge, but is more correctly known as a turning bridge. So that would have lifted up and taken it away from the rest of the world and made into its own fortified island. Crossing over the drawbridge, we would come to this point here, and you can see where these slits have been cut into the side of the castle. There would have been a portcullis right here, which could be raised and lowered to stop you from entering. Stepping forwards, directly in front of me, there would have been large wooden doors which would have stopped me right here, and above my head there would actually be murder holes. Now murder holes were a location where they could drop down on any attacker, stones, sharp objects they could fire down onto them, or more famously they could also use things like, in films they use boiling oil. Now in reality, oil is incredibly expensive, so they wouldn't have used oil. Instead, they would have probably had metal pans that they would have put sand into, heated the sand up until it was white hot, and then dropped it down onto the attacker. Now imagine when you're walking at the beach and the sand burns the soles of your feet because the sun's heated it up. Now instead of that, you've got something that's been heated up in an iron pan until it's white hot, dropped on you, and you're wearing armor that's probably taken quite a few minutes to put on, so you're not going to get that off you very fast. So it's a pretty horrendous thing to do to another human being. Moving past the doors, you've got the two guard rooms. And these two guard rooms here is where the garrison would have been stationed. Later on, they were actually turned into pubs. So you would have the guards living inside of here and providing the defense for the medieval castle. Coming through to the other side, you would have the other gatehouse as well. Now the reason why the Black Gate has actually got its name is it's because it's named after a man called Mr. Patrick Black. There was a gentleman here in Newcastle who was a failed businessman, and what he did is he took out a loan from Mr. Patrick Black, who was also King Charles II's tailor. When he took out this loan, he defaulted on it after buying a number of pubs and also the gatehouse of Newcastle's castle. So when he defaulted on it, Mr. Patrick Black's sitting down in London and is now told he's the proud owner of the gatehouse of Newcastle's castle. He in reality didn't actually visit the site and was just named on it in name documents, and when he passed away his wife took over the maintenance of it, which is why the Black name was associated with the gatehouse of Newcastle's castle. So it's not black or evil deeds or the Black Gate like in Lord of the Rings, but instead it's named after a coal merchant from London who was also the tailor of King Charles II. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll join us for another video in the near future. But until then, stay safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.